Hi and welcome to Kartli, where we are in Çardahi with Iago.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. And
Thank you for coming back from the sea for us.
Oh, thank you very much for coming here. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, for people that don't know, Çardahi, it's not a place that people come to normally, except to drink your wine. So, what's so special for you about this location for making wine?
So first, this is my place where I born, and where I have my history and my history of my wine. And because every village and every place it's a little bit different.
Yes.
And Georgia is beautiful because in Georgia you can find many biodiversity.
True.
Different wine, different terroir, different people, yeah, who make different wine. And I don't know what is special for my place, but I love my place, and I think my grape variety Chinuri is one of the good place for this place.
Definitely.
Good variety, and because from Chinuri here you can make many different style wine.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
I'm happy that we found a bottle because, by the way, if you do see a bottle of Iago's wine, buy 2 or 3 because it's not always easy to get, right? We had a joke about that earlier. But it's exported in how many countries?
11 countries.
11 countries.
Yeah.
I think it's almost a record for our journey.
Yeah, because unfortunately I cannot sell in Georgia because it's very limited, and when I start selling wine, Georgian wine market was very small or nothing.
Yes.
Because it was no one wine bar in Georgia.
When did you start?
2003. But
there was definitely no market.
We changed our philosophy in 1998 when we started organic vineyard.
You started organic vineyard in 1998.
We had the first organic certificate not only in Georgia, in region, in Caucasian region.
Wow.
Yeah. And only in 2003 it was possible to bottling because it was not easy for small. Now it's very easy because everybody knows how everybody can buy in Tbilisi, for example, bottling, filling machine, cork machine. But 20 years ago it was impossible. It was very difficult.
Fantastic.
And in 2003 it was my first vintage.
Brilliant. And now here we have 2019.
2019 we just bottled this wine because 6 months is in the Qvevri.
Yes.
It's now traditional method of the making style with skin and stems together. It was also some news in 2008 when we started like this style.
In Qvevri.
Not only in Qvevri,
but skin
Chinuri skin contact with skin and stems in 2008 was first time.
Right, because Chinuri before was used for sparkling wine.
Yeah, for sparkling, for like when we say, I don't like this, but like European style of wine.
Yeah, European style meaning
classical method.
Not macerated on skins in a steel tank.
Yeah.
Temperature controlled.
And I start this way because of the natural philosophy. Because I think this skin contact way is best way if you need make wine without you. Like don't change nothing.
No intervention.
Yeah. Because it's enough yeast there.
Yes.
It's natural filtration, and it's very stable. You can keep very long.
This is true. This is true. If people can keep it that long. I mean, when I get a bottle like this, I tend to open it quite quickly. The last one I had was 2017 and was just perfect.
Yeah, this wine need time. My biggest problem is when we open very young wines. Yeah, when I sell very young wines, because this style wine need minimum 2-3 years. Because of the ripe, because of the balance, because of the aroma, but because I always say my best wine I drink when I are with my importer outside of the Georgia.
Yeah. They keep it. It. Thank you to the importers. So without further ado, let's maybe open this.
Yeah.
I mean, so Kartli, for people that don't realise, is the region that surrounds Tbilisi, but right now we're slightly to the west. and it's a relatively warm day, but it's very hot in the summer and also quite dry.
My place where I have the vineyard is very dry because
Yeah.
I say sometimes from Chinuri it's difficult to make skin contact, but when it's very dry place and the ripe of the stems also is ready during the harvest, you can make.
How many kilograms per vine do you get? Is it relatively small amount?
In per hectare we have around 2005 plants, wines, and from 1 hectare we take 3.5 tons.
Yeah, so not a huge amount.
No.
It's very concentrated.
Yeah.
Obviously that helps the flavor profile of the wine.
I hope.
Merhaba. Very interesting color. It's not as amber as some of the wines that we try. It's almost got a slight pinkishness to it.
Yeah, the color also is different, which for example the Kartlian grape
Yes,
variety is
of
more
course.
dark, more amber, but after the couple of years it will be more dark, but it's characteristic for Chinuri.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gammages.
Go Marges. Cheers.
I mean, you say this is young, but it's still, it's very, very drinkable right now. Do you? What's your philosophy to do with wine? I mean, you've mentioned that you were the first to develop organic vineyards, and then you moved across to skin contact wine. What's your total philosophy about what is natural wine for you, and how does it? Where does it get made?
For me, natural wine is when I can make wine, where I can see my grape,
Yes.
and when I don't change nothing
Right.
during the process of the whole process of the making wine. Of course, my job is to in the vineyard to take high quality of the grape. My job is to clean the Qvevris.
Yes.
Hard work.
Very hard work.
And my work is to just keep good temperature and storage and like this.
Fantastic. And Chinuri is the main grape that you work with. Are there any other grapes that we should know about? That might be the odd bottle.
We stay with Chinuri.
Straight Chinuri.
Yeah, because our concept of the, I don't know, we have business or not. Maybe we have, but
Looks like it.
we started 22 years ago, but we still one of the smallest winery.
Yes.
And we don't grow up, and we don't add another grape variety, because sometimes we ask why. Because if this wine also is not enough, why need to add something another grape variety? Just for marketing, we don't need to add. When we will be happy, maybe we will add. But
that's a very interesting philosophy. It's perhaps the most focused philosophy.
yeah, we make
that
wine
we've
how
heard.
many we can, and we don't because
One grape, one terroir, one bottle that's going out. I mean, there's another bottle that will be coming in a minute that your wife makes. But yeah, I mean, Chinuri. Tell us a little bit about this. Is it 6 months on the skins?
this is 6 months with skin and stems also.
And stems.
Stems also is important.
Very
I think.
interesting.
Yeah.
And those stems are ripe.
Yeah.
And they
we wait. We have a little bit late harvest. It's end of the September or October. It depends on the weather.
Mhm.
Traditionally, we had in the middle of October,
Right.
but now we have a little bit early. This last 3 years, and yeah, everything together in Qvevri, and after the 5 or 6 months, we separate from the skin and stems and keep also, I don't know, 6 months around.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. So in Switzerland, Nino Vino is going to be your main place to get hold of this fantastically concentrated light amber. It's really light,
Right.
but it's going to develop as well. As
Yeah.
I remember, the 2017, I was almost getting pineapple and sort of tropical fruits coming through. This I can't quite tell, but it's got a very interesting profile for me. Really
My
interesting.
experience is not only my wine, this style of wine after a couple of years always is more interesting.
Yeah. So that's a tip. If you do buy a bottle, if you can resist drinking it, keep it at a good temperature, like a cellar temperature. If you've got a wine fridge, use the wine fridge. Otherwise, in the basement is pretty good.
Yeah.
Sort of 14, 15 degrees.
I think why is interesting after a couple of years because, for example, white wine it's very nice also I like, but here is more ferments, phenols, tannics, which go from the skin and stems during the 6 months to the wine, and these all ingredients need a little bit time for ripe and for balance in the wine.
Absolutely, but it's not overpowering. I mean, I feel as a European, I mean, obviously I'm from Britain, and I've been drinking wines mostly from Germany, from Portugal, from Spain, France. I feel that this is very easy if you haven't drunk A, a Qvevri wine, and B, a skin contact wine. This is perhaps not as easy as Imeretian wines, which is much lighter, but this is also a great gateway into understanding the world of natural wine.
I think it's
really good.
This is in the middle from Kartlian and Imeretian wine.
No, right.
And geographically, we also are in the middle.
Exactly.
Because I always say sometimes some people ask me about the skin contact or something, if we see the map of the Georgia, the skin contact also is less and less if we go from east to west.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're Imereti 20% skins, and then you go to San Agrello, and quite often they're making naked wines with 0 skins. Fantastic. So high recommendation. Definitely drink this if you feel like it, but otherwise do keep it a couple of years. And there will be another wine that will be reviewed in Georgian in a minute. So join us in after I finish my glass, and we've changed personnel.